Baba Shuaib, the correctional officer, born in Accra, Ghana, a Quranic researcher and a critical thinker based on religion, who does online lectures based on the guidance of the Quran on platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok since 2018. In Finland, and 13 years, QBE, in Classical Arabic and MSA in Quranic Arabic. The author of the Refer to the Quran, which helps every novice to understand the steps towards understanding the Great Quran and the guidance of God in it.
Time to rise and meet the challenge. Baba Shuaib is calling you out. Meet Baba Shuaib, a correctional officer with a mission. Today he's throwing down the gauntlet to the mushriks, no more holding back. With his logo shirt and cap, Baba Shuaib sits tall and confident. He says, the time for action is now. It's time to rise, to push past limits, and to become the best versions of ourselves. Baba Shuaib believes in the power of determination and resilience. His challenge is simple. Stand up, face your fears, and conquer them. Every day is a new opportunity, he says. An opportunity to grow stronger, to be better, and to leave a mark on the world. So, are you ready to accept Baba Shuaib's challenge? Are you ready to rise above and beyond? Join Baba Shuaib and let's show the world what we're made of, because the only limit is the one you set for yourself.
Maybe. Right? Nice to meet you anyways, bro. Yeah, Nurul Ain, yes. Debate the Sunnis and Sam Shamoun, yes. Let me handle, I think next year, God willing, I'm going to go berserk. I'm going to go all out, sending the invites for debate and dialogues. Next year, God willing, this is what I'm going to do, right? I'm going all out. But before then, because of there's a ongoing court issue in Ghana that I'm dealing with. I'm trying to clear that off my way. And God willing, I know by the beginning of next year, they will declare the verdict. So I just want to clear that on my way. Then I go all out, right? So, yes, I'll be sending requests for debate and dialogues. Yes, why not? Inshallah. Middle G, he says, Jesus Christ is King and God. Well, typing is free. Proving it is another issue. So you come and prove it. Let's see. The streets call him Scam Shampoo. Yes. Sam Shampoo. Shazar Khan says, peace, Baba. It is Christian mushriks today. Yes, yes. Hey, Salis Jimmy, I see you, my bro. Salam to you. Salam to you, yeah. Khadija Samiya, Rehan Akib, Zabuta Buta. Zabuta Buta, I like your name, huh? I like that name, Zabuta Buta. MPH Music Group says, we need to bring you to Norway, Brother Shuaib. Yes, next year will be possible. Not this year. Next year, God willing. Yes, I'll be looking forward to travel to places, right? To meet up. To have live, conferences and discussions with, with the like minds that we have out there, right? So I'll be traveling around the world. So expect me, Canada, USA. Germany, Australia, Japan. I'll be coming to all those places, God willing. You're right. I'm gearing myself up for that, right? So I was joking with my daughter and I say, hey, when Baba is ready to travel the world, you're be ready to carry my bag, my traveling bag. And she was smiling. And I said, yes, we are going to travel. And then the boy said, what about me? And I said, well, you want to come? He says, yeah. I said, well, I knew you would come. I just needed to start with the sister first. If the sister says yes, he is forced to also say yes. Had the sister said no, he will eventually say no. So, yes, I see you, Sister Sally Jackson. Salam. I'm glad you got your copy of the hard copy of the Quran. I'm very glad. So, guys, like I said in my last lecture, I said the possibility of sending the Great Quran to the USA has become possible via FedEx, right? So I think it became possible just last week. So I'm working towards um, getting things in a way. Of course, they gave us an offer which was good, but it's still a bit expensive because it has to is coupled with the customs clearance. So it's quite a bit expensive than the previous pricing we had, because there was a treaty between USA and Finland when it comes to postage. But now I think that treaty has been broken. So the only means possible to send anything to the USA is via FedEx, and the pricing is way different, right? So but still, it's a good news. At least some people got their copies, which is a good thing. Marshall de Grey, I see you. Seydou Musa, salam, my dear brother. Greetings to you. Yes, I have Brother Damage Music Group. Salam to you, my dear brother. Jazz B, the Truth Seeker says, salam, Baba. Jesus, the son of Mary, was only a messenger of God and his word, which he delivered to Mary as a spirit. Yeah. Please put Toronto, Ontario, Canada on your list, bro. No doubt, no doubt. Canada, most definitely, Canada is on my list. USA is on my list. UK is probably on my list. Yes, UK is probably on my list. Yeah. Right. I'm gearing up to that. So God willing, I'll be announcing those places up that I'm ready for. So when people there are ready, I'm ready to go. Right. So this is what we are. That's the plan for next year, God willing. So anticipate. We have I'll be coming to the question and answer session. Not yet. I'm saving up the questions being asked. Please, if you ask me a question, if you exercise some patience, if you don't get to stay till the time I'm answering the question, kindly rewatch the program again. The reason is if I start answering those questions in the beginning, I might trim the video out. The beginning of the video, I might trim it out. So I don't like the idea of answering questions in the beginning, because it affects the trimming of when later on the lecture gets longer, right? Tyler, I'll come to your question. I got it saved. I'll answer it later. The boss Amadou, salam to you. Musa Khan says, we love to see you here in Canada. I appreciate the support. God bless you. Yes. He says, Baba, I can also help you get discounted plane tickets, inshallah. I know you can help. Marshall de Grey. I do have an amazing brother, by the way, Zulfikar. Zulfikar, he works at the airport, and I think last year I went to Ghana with him, right? So he normally handles that aspect. So yeah, but of course, any other extended hand will be welcomed. I'm not saying, but I think I have that access, that somebody has actually made it easier for me. Even now that I'm going to Ghana, he played a role in me going to Ghana now. So I appreciate the brother very much, right? He went with me to Ghana last year, right? So I don't know. Do I have the video somewhere here? I played the video last time. Maybe I have the video. Let me see. Do I have the video? Yes, I think I have the video here. Let me play a snippet of the video so people will get to see the one I'm talking about. Here.
Brother is my friend, So this is my popular house for painting. Yeah. Right. When I was a kid, I come to them.
In our phone, in our family, you should have said I want to get it. I'm letting them okay.
Yeah, guys. So that was me with Zul. Yeah, I think he was in Ghana with me for 4 or 5 days. Yeah, he had a good time. It was amazing going around sharing the food to the old people, seeing the slums, the nice places we visited. Right, it was amazing for him for the first time going to West Africa. Yeah. So yes, so that was Zulfikar. He's a good brother from Belgium, right? And then let me see, I have Jihan, yes. Yeah, I see you, Richard Green. Peace to you, my dear brother. Yeah, Shuaib on tour next year, God willing, right? I wanted to be something of a unique thing, God willing. After my court case is done, then I'm ready to go, right? Because God willing, I'm using this person as a scapegoat. So when the court case verdict is done, I'm ready to go, right? So God willing, inshallah. So Mazlan Osman says, you cannot come to Malaysia. Our Sunni religious authority is very staunch. They will deny entry or possible arrest. Arrest for what? Like, what did I do? If I want to come to Malaysia, like, what did I do? Nothing. Right? Yeah, sure. Ahmed Abdullah. Actually, this year, August, I think this year in August, I nearly came to UK. For example, I nearly came to UK. And the idea for me was, when I'm ready to come, I'll keep those people updated. The people I know based in UK, I'll keep them updated. If I'm coming to Canada, I'll keep the guys over there updated. If I'm coming to USA, I'll keep people updated. Any place I'm going, I'll keep the people updated. So, for instance, I used Ghana last year to learn that, to see that the example of what can be done. So, like when I was in Ghana, I organized a conference. About 50 to 60 people attended. So when I got there, I got the way of alerting the people that I'm around, and this is what is going to happen. And people came, right? Unfortunately, some people were stuck because it was like a day or two before election, so people couldn't travel far away. But some people did travel far away and came. It was amazing. Right. So from that, I got to get the idea of channeling with people, getting people updated in case I want to meet up with people. Right. And the conference was smooth. But the only issue we had is the recording, the hall. I think the videographer didn't have those equipment that will get the sound quality intact. So that prompted me to get something like this. This, of course, I shouldn't be advertising for the company anyways, because I bought it, right? It prompted me to get something like this. It's like a mic that you connect here. You give one to the videographer, the one recording, to also put the mic, so the sound will be as if, the quality of the sound will be intact. So let me just give you a gist of how the recording wasn't favorable. I think I have the video. Sorry if I'm taking time, but I have the video. Let me see if I can play the idea of the video I'm talking about. The way the recording was done wasn't done to my satisfaction. Here. Let me see. So let me use, let's say, number 5 or number 4. Guys, I give an example of how the recording.
Let's say you have a new Muslim, okay, what you read a book in English manuscript, right? So after beginning to end, and maybe he has also go through your videos, etc., and has understood how it goes. Now, he was asked for freedom. Now, the person can read in Arabic form, right? And also, the person doesn't also have verses. So,
now we go to the vision outside. The vision is the perception to see how you connect to people. So this man God mentioned as the best prophets.
the way it is. So that
And you walk out of darkness and you see him as a non-visionary that you think you will come. And I'm not feeling.
Guys, so do you hear the sound quality? The sound quality was terrible, right? Was terrible. Yeah, exactly. Umar Satauru, just like brother Walid also does that, right? He has that. Okay, so that I bought it specifically for that also. I have that, taking it to Ghana just to see the things that can be upgraded in such a way that when I'm making this kind of discussions on the streets, which I'm planning to do when I'm talking to people, I can talk to people openly, discuss with them, and then just to see how it can work in case I have to go to other places around the world to do the same, right? So something of that sort, and it never crossed my mind last year to have that equipment with me. So the videographer actually struggled, right, to get the sound quality intact. The recording was good, but the sound quality was very, very bad. So listening becomes because it seems like to be echo in the chamber. So that was the only problem last year, and I know God willing we'll get it fixed, right? So yeah, so greetings to all of you who come in. I appreciate your presence. God bless you. Thank you all. Yeah, Nurul, in the video I put earlier concerning the charity video and the music and everything, that one was a great video. That was joined and edited by Zulfikar himself. MPH Music Group says, may God keep you very long with us. Awesome video. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Anyways, let's not forget why we are here. Let's deal with some shampoo. Yeah, God bless you. I appreciate that, brother Moma de Pedro. Yeah, so MPH Music Group says, as a videographer, I can help a bit there, giving you some affordable combos, camera, sound, light, easy to travel with. I will be so glad to help. The point, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that a lot. The point is to get the person. I think the last time I went to Ghana, somebody like Zulfikar made it easy because he had the video setting and other things. But when he left, I think he left 2 weeks before I did the conference. So unfortunately, I didn't have that setting of the plan. I thought in Ghana the videographer will have those equipment ready. Actually, he gave me the guarantee that he could do it. So I was, and at that time, I didn't want to employ the service of anybody who is not from the city or town I was born in. So all the people I employed, from the arrangements, the hall, the videographer, even the police officers I brought were all from the same town, right? So I didn't see the need why I should leave the videographer who is from my city to go to another place to search for. So I just let me try, right? The only problem was the sound, and yeah. So if you have people who have expertise and they are willing to help with their expertise, that would be beautiful. That would be amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. God bless you. Anyways, let's go on. Kofon Clovis watching from Cameroon. Yes, I appreciate that. Cameroon, thank you. So we have Sam Shamoun. I play a video from Sam Shamoun here. I just want to show you the confusion the guy has within his life, right? To show you how confused he is. Before we go to Sam Shamoun, let's listen to this guy, Apostate Prophet.
I said for quite a while now, especially over this year, that that I was an atheist for 10 years, and during that phase as an atheist, I usually said that I'm very, very happy in life, but it turned out that I wasn't actually happy. I was in private, I was very, very sad. I was very upset. I was depressed. I admitted that I basically lied to everyone and lied to myself foremost, because I kept saying that I'm very happy in life, but I was actually falling apart and I was constantly depressed. I was desperate because I didn't have meaning in life. And I thought I'm okay with that, but I wasn't okay with it. It was horrible. Over the past 10 years, I had a marriage, a relationship that developed out of very unorthodox circumstances.
Okay, guys, that is Apostate Prophet when he was talking to David Wood. I forgot to tackle this part last week. Right? I just want to tackle this part, then I move on to the Sam Shamoun. This, what you heard him saying, has to do with depression. When he said he was depressed, but he was pretending in the eyes of the camera, lying to the people, making the people think he's not depressed. I tell you for a fact, every atheist you know right now, live, they are depressed. Every atheist that you know right now is depressed. Because one, an atheist doesn't have moral ethics. They don't have any direction. They don't have any source of guidance. An atheist just live his life, right? Just get up, no objective. If he's working, fine. He goes to work, he comes back home, nothing else. That's how atheists live their life. So they are depressed. They have no meaning for life. If you ask an atheist, what is your objective of your life? Why are you on earth? What is your aim? An atheist doesn't have that aim or objective in life. They are clueless, baseless, nothingness. So a lot of them commit suicide. Yes, a lot of atheists that you know, they end up committing suicide because life is meaningless to them. So what Apostate Prophet is talking about, I give an example. Yes, salam, my brother Liman Imrana. Apostate Prophet is talking about is found, if you go to Quran chapter 20 verse 124. Let me put it on the screen. Chapter 20 verse 124. This verse, God says in this verse, Quran chapter 20 verse 124, and whoever turns away from my remembrance, you find the remembrance of God in the Quran, right? Whoever turns away from my remembrance, then indeed he will have a miserable life, and we will assemble him blind on the day of resurrection. Now God says the person is going to have a miserable life. The person's life is going to be miserable. Yes, for a fact. Miserable life. So then God says we will assemble him blind on the day of resurrection. The reason why I say the remembrance, God says my remembrance, the remembrance of God is found in the book of God. Here is the evidence to it. You go to Quran chapter 39 verse 23. Yes, salam my dear brother Abu Sulaiman, I see you. Sulaiman, is this Sulaiman? Yeah, Sulaiman. Here, Quran chapter 39 verse 23. Check this verse out. Oh, sorry. 39 verse 23. This is the verse where God says, God has revealed the best hadith, the best discourse, a book similarly repeating the skins of those who fear their Lord shiver thereof. Thus their skins and their hearts soften to the remembrance of God. That is the guidance of God. The remembrance of God is the guidance of God, right? By which he guides whomever he wills. As for one whom God leaves astray, then he will have no guide, right? So when God says my remembrance, the remembrance God is talking about is the guidance of God. If you follow the guidance of God, which is the remembrance of God, you have nothing to fear because you are not going to go astray and God is going to guide you, right? So Quran chapter 39 verse 23 that I just put on the screen, it tells you that the remembrance of God is found in the guidance of God, which is the book of God. So this is what God says in Quran chapter 2 verse 38 concerning the guidance of God. Quran chapter 2 verse 38, this is what God says. God said, we said, descend therefrom altogether. And when guidance comes to you people from me, God, that is God, that's whoever will follow my guidance, there will be no fear upon them, nor will they grieve. So whoever will follow the guidance of God, right, will not have any fear, nor will they grieve. And the guidance of God is found in the book of God. And the book of God contains the remembrance of God. So that is why you see me putting the footnote there next to the my guidance. Check the footnote. It says chapter 20, verse 123. That is the chapter I came from. So now let's go back to that chapter. Here. Chapter 20, verse 123. I bring you back to the guidance of God here. So he said, descend, and he said, descend therefrom altogether as enemies to each other, and when guidance comes to you from me, then whoever will follow my guidance, thence he will not go astray nor suffer. So when you go to the next verse, 124, then it tells you, and whoever turns away from my remembrance, which is the guidance of God, then indeed he will have a miserable life, depressed life, and we will assemble him blind on the day of the resurrection. Now, the reason why I played the video from Apostate Prophet was to show you how depressed his life was, but he was pretending in front of the camera that all is well. This was what he
said for quite a while now, especially over this year, that that I was an atheist for 10 years, and during that phase as an atheist, I usually said that I'm very, very happy in life, but it turned out that I wasn't actually happy.
So as an atheist, he was telling people he was very, very happy. You can have all the money. I'm serious. You can be an atheist. You can have all the money, but you are not happy. You see that some of the celebrities who sell their soul, who are not religious, don't believe in God, they end up committing suicide. They have the wealth, right? But they are depressed. They are having miserable lives. And then you'll be wondering, what at all does a person need in life to be happy? So he was faking it, even though he was getting all the funds, donations, and everything, but he was faking the life that as if he was happy. He was miserable. You understand? Miserable. And now he's confessing.
I was in private. I was very, very sad. I was very upset. I was depressed.
So in private, he was not only sad, he was not only upset, he was depressed. So, which is about your life. In this life, we all want to be happy. We want to have fun. We want to smile. We don't want stress. We don't want depression. We don't want sadness. The moment in your life you are having sadness, you are getting upset, and you are depressed, you're closer to suicide. To be honest, I'm not joking with you. If your life is all of sadness, and then being upset every time, and your life is depressed, you're closer to committing suicide, especially without God. Yes. So he is confessing.
I admitted that I basically lied to everyone and lied to myself for most.
So on this podcast, he was actually confessing with David Wood. They are confessing. You remember I played all the confession from David Wood concerning his personal life, how he did things to the little ones, and all the things he did, right? The atrocities and then immorality and everything. Then in the same video, I think it was about 6 hours live stream they did. In the same video, Apostate Prophet also had his fair share of the confession. So that's the confession he was doing by telling his audience that he lied to them, that he was happy, that he was an atheist, he was living a good life, not knowing he was depressed within. Yes. So it tells you how people can be very, very fake on social media. Yes, fake on social media.
Because I kept saying that I'm very happy in life, but I was actually falling apart and I was constantly depressed. I was desperate because I didn't have meaning in life.
He has summarized the explanation. He was desperate because he doesn't have any meaning in life. And now that we are talking, he seems to have joined Christianity. Yes, from pine to fire. So he joined Christianity now, right? He says he's a Christian. Then he went and joined Christianity and he started fighting with Sam Shampoo. He joined David Wood to fight with Sam Shampoo, right? So that is the current trend now. But let's finish with him.
And I thought I'm okay with that, but I wasn't okay with it. It was horrible.
He thought he was okay with being an atheist, but he wasn't okay with it. It was horrible. It was horrible for him. It is depressing. I'm serious. Every atheist you know is depressed. Every atheist that you know. If he's not depressed now, he's not telling you what he is facing. Because they have no aim in life. They have no objective in life. It's meaningless.
Over the past 10 years, I had a marriage, a relationship that developed out of very unorthodox circumstances.
So this video, I think I talked about it last week, right? I talked about it last week. So yes, Mobile de Pedro, that's the summary. Sadness, upset, depression is called to, without God, you're going to suicide straight, because then you have no meaning in life. Straight to depression and then suicide, right? Okay. So anyways, let's go to Shamoun. Use another means to play the video. Let me, because I want...
Real quick, I got to say this. I'm sorry. Isn't it interesting? I know it's tradition and everything, but the Muslims say, Mateen earlier, they'll say God or they'll say Allah. They don't say anything. But when they say Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But when they say Allah, they don't have any special reverence for that name. But for Muhammad's name, they have this special ritual. As a matter of fact, for Jesus, they say more than they say for Allah.
Alayhi salam.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, the reason why Muslims have such devotion for Muhammad is because this is the direct result of the explicit teachings of the Quran and the narrations attributed to Muhammad. And for the non-Muslims who are listening in, we need to qualify. The majority of Muslims don't follow the Quran alone.
Right.
The majority of Muslims are Sunni Muslims. That's the largest group of Muslims in the world. The second largest group are Shiite Muslims.
Yeah.
Both of these groups follow the Quran and traditions attributed to Muhammad as well as to his companions. Now with the Shiites, traditions attributed to Ali, Hassan, Hussein, as well as the rightly guided Imams, right? It's a complex system, but because we don't have time to delve into it because that's not our subject, for the sake of brevity, the majority of Muslims worldwide follow the Quran and traditions, what is known as the Sunnah of Muhammad. And if you're a Shiite as well, the traditions attributed to Ali, his sons, and the rightly guided Imams, etc., etc. Ahlul Bayt, the household.
Right.
So that means that quoting the Quran to a Muslim who comes from one of those groups is not sufficient. It's not enough.
Right.
Although the Quran claims that it's thoroughly detailed and sufficient in of itself, Muslims are taught that the Quran, apart from these traditions, is incomplete.
Maududi himself.
Yes.
I mean, he said that the Quran without the Hadith is really incomprehensible.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And he's exactly right, but that
Yeah.
contradicts what the Quran says.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus willing, in a future session, we'll deal with the Quran claiming to be fully detailed and complete, but showing that it's actually anything but that.
Which, by the way, is perfectly belied when we see Manu come on here and try to argue as a Quran-only Muslim,
Yeah, he's a Quran,
but unceasingly refer to traditions
Precisely,
that
the
are
historical
not
context.
found in...
Yeah. You know, the funny thing of what they are saying is that back then, the views that Sam Shamoun had, the reason why he went on a rampage attacking the Sunni version, or I would say the sectarian version of Islam, is because of the ideas, the extreme ideas they have from the Hadith books and their tafsirs, right? So if you watch the old version of Sam Shamoun, you see him specifically even actually defending Quran alone, right? I think his view on Islam started changing based on what the sectarians do, right? But I'll come to that. So going to that, here, this video of theirs, we're just talking about how the sectarians give credence more to the prophet than even God himself or anything. It's just their focus is just about being Muhammadans. Thank you, JS. Exactly what you just said, right? Their view is just, it's better we name them Muhammadans. That's what the Sunnis, the Shias, that's what they are, Muhammadans, right? It's not the religion of God they follow, right? By the way, Philip's brand, this is an old video of Sam Shamoun. This is about 12 years ago. I think between 12 to 10 years ago. That's an old video, right? I used to have a lot of videos on him because when I see the critics, back in the day, when I see the critics of Islam, I want to know what exactly is the person criticizing, right? So I'll analyze his video. And so I used to have the videos of Christian Prince, when Christian Prince used to show his face, right, on video. I have all of that, right? But let's deal with his current video, right, so that you understand what is going on. His current video. Oh, sorry. Before I go to his current video, I played one video here. Let me play that video.
The Hadiths were compiled at the very earliest 200 years after the death of Muhammad. So there is no way to conclusively prove any of these statements come from Muhammad, because they're written 200 years after his death at the earliest. And I'm talking about the extant Hadith collections. I'm aware that there are Muslims who will say there were earlier collections of Hadiths, but those Hadith collections don't exist, right? They don't exist. We don't have them. Our earliest sources would be Bukhari and Muslim.
So that was him defending the Quran against the Hadith, right? So pay attention to what he was saying here. The modern day Sam Shamoun is acting different, and I'm going to show you.
According to the tradition, chapter 9, one of the final marching orders, he's amassed a large number of soldiers. Now he's telling them, go and expand Islam. It's no longer defend yourself. It's now go and expand Islam politically, economically, socially. That's the context of chapter 9, 28 to 33. But now notice, Muhammad has to give them a pretext to attack. Okay, why are we attacking these people? You're going to see it doesn't say because they threatened you. This is the Islamic narrative. It's because they believe differently from you. Right there, black and white. You're going to see it. So they don't think I'm lying. And if they want to get the commentators, Ibn Kathir, we're going to have a field day, brother. They can't tell me it doesn't mean this. So wait, what did Ibn Kathir or Qurtubi say? Right, but here, chapter 9, 28 to 33, we're going to read it. Oh, you have believed. Now this translation says polytheists, but the term mushrikun, mushrikeen, it's much more broad than simply a polytheist. The term comes from shirk. What is shirk? According to the Quran, shirk is the one sin Allah will never forgive. But what is that? When you claim there are multiple divinities, or Allah shares His glory or attributes or sovereignty with a creature, or God has a son, you fall under that category. So according to Islam, all of you are shirkers. You're a mushrik, whether you like it or not. Why? Because if they ask you, do you believe Jesus is God's son? Mushrik. You believe Jesus is God's son? Mushrik. You believe He's Lord? Mushrik. Now the Quran says to fight you. And to the victor goes the spoils, or you pay what's called jizya. We're going to get there. So, oh, you believe, or have believed, indeed the polytheists are unclean, so let them not approach al-Masjid al-Haram. Now, without the traditions, you have no idea where this is. It's a tradition that tells you this is the Kaaba in Mecca. But if you just went with this, you'll have no idea where this is. What the heck is Masjid al-Haram? But this means Mecca. the Kaaba. Don't let them approach after this their final year. What year? See, without the Islamic narrative, you don't even know what year this is. This is 2 years before the death of Muhammad, right? But I can't tell. I mean, what year, buddy? Doesn't tell me. And if you fear poverty, now why is it saying fear poverty? The Islamic narrative says that they would make pilgrimages, to this day the Muslims do it, to circumambulate the Kaaba 7 times, run between the 2 hills, Safa and Marwa 7 times, throw 7 stones at Satan, which they claim was instituted by Abraham, but there's no evidence for that. These were pagan practices. So when the people would come, they'd barter, they would sell, they would trade. So it's saying, well, if you fear by banishing them, you're going to lose money, don't worry. Allah will enrich you from His bounty if He wills. It's if He wills. We say inshallah, but here it's, if He wills. Now, how will He enrich you? This is the question I want you to see. By having you fight the infidels and taking jizya from them. That's verse 29. It says it right there. Fight those who do not believe in Allah. Does it say fight those who threaten you? Fight those who attacked you? Fight those who want to take your land? No. Fight those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day. Well, I don't believe in the Allah of Islam. Now, I know people say, well, it's just a name. That's not my debate. I have no problem using the term Allah. The Allah of the Quran is not the God of the Bible.
So different gods.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But now you have to qualify that. Do you think the average Muslim even knows the differences?
Probably not.
Absolutely not. They don't. They're told that this God is the God of Abraham. They're told Jesus is a mighty messenger. So you have to distinguish between what the sources say and the person. Because if I interview an average Christian, how many of them know what the Trinity is? How many know that Jesus is the God-man, that you must believe He's God and man? If I ask Christians, is Jesus a man in heaven or a spirit? I've done that. They'll say He's a spirit. No, He's not. The Bible says He's a glorified man in heaven with a glorified physical body of flesh. And He's going to come back in the flesh. So how many Christians know that they're supposed to believe that? You'd be surprised. Ask Christians, say, hey.
I understand.
Yeah. So here, if you don't have the same idea of Allah they do, that's pretext to fight you.
And Sam, not to cut you off, when you say fight, is that fight to kill?
No, it's UFC.
Okay. I want to make that clear, that you're saying fight should be, they're trying to kill you.
UFC championship belt. What's wrong with you?
Okay, my bad. So
see,
rear
that's
naked
that
show.
Assyrian in you, bro.
Yeah,
so,
okay. Please continue.
So, and the last thing now, real quickly, let me describe Islamic last day, because I want to show the audience who don't know Islam how graphic this is. The last day in Islam means if you pass the test, you will enter Jannah, you'll enter paradise. You have maidens of pleasure, Hur al-Ain. I can give you even a reference, very graphic, chapter 78, 31, 33. It says that they have swelling breasts that don't sag. And the Quran says you'll spend all eternity deflowering them, but you won't harm them, and they'll return. When I say Quran says you will have sex with them, but the Hadiths go graphic. You will be deflowering them, but you won't hurt them. They'll return virginal again. So this is the pleasures of paradise. And you're going to have wine, and you're going to have milk, and you're going to have meat and young boys serving you. Youths of perpetual freshness. Now, why the hell do I need a young boy in paradise to serve me? Well, things to make you go, But that's the last day. Oh, you brought it up, huh? See? Full-breasted.
Companions of equal age.
Yeah, so that means you don't need breast implants in paradise. It's
You're good
free
to
of
go.
charge, yeah.
Perfect.
It's impressive.
You see why they love us, don't you? Yeah,
It's impressive.
when we come here, go back to 30, up to 30. So now, why should you fight them? I'm sorry, 29. Fight those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day, who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful. So if you don't accept Muhammad's restrictions, like don't eat pig meat, grounds to fight you. Am I making it up? It's right there. Why do you fight them? Who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful. So what you do not forbid and Muhammad has forbidden, you are now an enemy and need to be brought into submission. And who do not adopt the religion of truth. Now guess what that religion is? Buddhism? It's Islam. So if you do not accept Islam, what must they do? Fight you? Even those who are given the scripture, meaning even if they're Jews and Christians. Many people may not know this, but those who are in the field will know. One of the titles given to Jews and Christians is Ahl al-Kitab, the people of the book. Why? Because the Quran assumes the same God that gave the Quran gave the scriptures to the Jews and Christians. Because it says He's the God of Abraham, right? And it says this is the religion of Abraham. So even if you're a Jew or Christian, but you deny Muhammad, or Allah said to the Muslims, fight them until they pay jizya. Why? Willingly, while they are humbled, as a sign of your humiliation. That's how Allah will enrich you. Thank the Lord, there's really no Islamic state that enforces this.
Okay, guys, so you heard what Sam Shampoo said. I'm going to tackle the chapter he was tackling, chapter 9, verse, and remember, Sam is somebody who has not actually read the Quran deeply, studied the Quran deeply, and I'm going to show you the reason why. Before I break down this video, this was what Sam Shampoo himself said.
How many times have you read the Quran?
I don't know, really. Maybe once or twice. I don't know.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. When somebody is a liar, listen carefully to the answer. If you want to know if somebody is a liar, if you want to know if somebody is a liar, look at the way he answered the question. How many times have you read the Quran actually? Check the way he answered the question. They asked him, Sam, how many times have you read the Quran? And when we say read the Quran, to read it in its entirety in order to study it, that was what the question was meant for. Not just reading it like a newspaper without knowing what is being said. If you have read something once or twice, you don't say, I don't know. That is a stupid way of answering a question, Sam Shampoo. They ask you if something, look, ladies and gentlemen, something that you have done once or twice, you should know it. I'm not joking with you. Something that you have done once or twice, you should know it. It is not rocket science. You don't say, I don't know. Once or twice, I don't know. If you have read it once, the answer should be simple once. You have read it twice, the answer is simple twice. Once or twice, you don't say, I don't know. Listen to the question carefully.
Sam, how many times have you read the Quran?
I don't know, really.
He started with, I don't know. Are you going to take this guy seriously when he's breaking down issues for you on the Quran? A book that you have not actually read it from beginning to the end to examine it? The simple question you are asked is, how many times have you read the Quran? If it is once or twice, you don't say, I don't know. I'm serious. Look, you only say, I don't know, if you have read it about 20 times, 50 times. Then you say, okay, I don't remember. I've read it a lot of times. I don't remember the figure. That is when you say, I don't know the figure. But once or twice, some has never read the Quran in its entirety. No. In its entirety? No, I'm telling you. From the answer he answered here, if it is a Muslim sitting down, let's say if it is a correctional officer sitting down asking Sam this question, I will butcher him. Seriously. Because I'm going to entrap him straightforward. If you want to know somebody is a liar, check the way they answer questions. When you ask them questions, that's what the police officers use. That's what the judges use. That's what the lawyers use. They will use your own words against you. You have the right to remain silent, and everything you say will be held against you in front of the correctional officer. Check when you answered concerning the Bible.
Maybe once or twice. I don't know.
No, stop it.
No, I'm serious. I don't.
So the guy told him, stop it. The interviewer, PBD, told him, stop it. Because it's nonsensical for you to say you've read it one or twice or you don't know. What? You being a critic of the Quran and you haven't studied it? You should study it. You don't just go and take chunk and then that's it. Study the context. Study it. Study what is being said. Do you get the point? But here we go.
Literally, you've read it maybe once or twice.
Yeah. And how do you remember everything?
As I was said, I think we said off there, in the 90s, I realized, honestly, when I would have a conversation, verses would pop in my head. So it's not I trained for it, and I don't want people to be impressed by it, right? Oh, is it? No. Knowledge puffs up, love builds up. I got a lot of issues that I pray God will show me mercy on the day of judgment. But I just realized maybe it's God's way of gifting me.
How many times have you read the Bible?
Ladies and gentlemen, there is this video this guy made. This guy Walid made pointed a video on Sam Shamoun. Let me see if I can put the video up here, right? Let me see if I can put the video up here. So 1355, right? I want to skip to that part where I want you to hear. Was it here? Just a second. This video, I want to play that video to show you something. What Sam Shamoun said at the time that he read the Quran. I think I can get that part for you to hear. Is it this one?
So they had a parking lot, and that was the. Now remember, although my family's from the Middle East, they never mentioned Islam once to me. So I have no idea what Islam is or who Muslims are. So he keeps saying Almighty Allah. Now, you know, we speak Assyrian, we say Allah.
Allah.
Or
Allah.
Allah. So he got me interested. So I said, can I ask you a question? How do you know this term? So he started talking about Minister Louis Farrakhan. I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Then he says, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, and then he mentions Master Farad Muhammad. Now I'm thinking it's the same Muhammad. Turns out he's a member of the Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam, who's now the leader is still alive. Louis Farrakhan hasn't passed away. There he goes. One of the most powerful, charismatic speakers. This man will captivate you. And he does it from memory. He doesn't have notes in front of him. He'll quote the Bible Quran from memory. This man is amazing in his recall and his speech, so captivating. And he mentioned the Quran, so I asked, could you give me a copy? Well, I read the Quran and I was flabbergasted, because here's a book that mentions the major prophets of the Bible and Jesus, but it gives a different spin on it. So I got really confused.
Guys, he read the Quran and he was flabbergasted. He read the Quran and he was flabbergasted. It wasn't as if he read the Quran and he was against the Quran, or he thought this Quran is trash. No, he read the Quran and he was flabbergasted. This was the part I wanted you to hear. This part. He read the Quran and he was flabbergasted, right? PBD asked him how many times did he read the Quran. He said once or twice. So here, let's cut him some slack here. So here he read the Quran, he was flabbergasted. So let's say one time he read the Quran and he was flabbergasted. So let's say he read it 2 times. Still, he didn't find issues, because we saw his video 12 years ago. He was defending the Quran alone against the Hadith books. Right? Okay. Now, he said he was flabbergasted by the Quran, not by Louis Farrakhan. No. He was flabbergasted by the Quran. This is what he says.
recall and a speech, so captivating. And he mentioned the Quran, so I asked, could you give me a copy? Well, I read the Quran and I was flabbergasted, because here's a book that mentions the major prophets of the Bible and Jesus, but it gives a different spin on it. So I got really confused. So in the back of the book, you have
So keep in mind here, he's flabbergasted. Really, he's not horrified, but he's more so amazed and shocked. And he read the Quran and he's confused. And why? Because he was just about to conclude is mainly.
So I went look for Jesus in every place that Jesus showed up in the Quran, and I believe the translation was Abdullah Yusuf Ali. At that time, it was the most popular Quran translation. Now it's obsolete. But in the 90s, this was the translation that Muslims would give out. And he's got copious notes, right, to indoctrinate you. Man, I ate it up.
He ate it up. He ate it up. So he's reading the Quran.
Guys, so here, Shamoun reading the Quran for the first time, picking up the indoctrinations that the other translators have given. He ate those up. He took it up. This is where Shamoun's hatred for Islam started, when he started comparing the New Testament with the Quran. And he found out that the stories are different. And then he went on to start attacking Islam. He just went on to start attacking Islam. Okay, now watch.
Sam, how many times have you read the Quran?
I don't know, really. Maybe once or twice. I don't know.
No, stop it.
No, I'm serious. I know.
Mini talks. Mini talks is saying here once or twice is an idiomatic expression. I think you are in the shoes of Shamoun, right? So you are giving me your hadith concerning what Shamoun said, right? Because you are in his head. Eh? That's what you mean, right? What kind of foolish thought? If you ask me how many times have I eaten the food, and I say once or twice, I don't know. Right? My issue with that statement of saying you don't know, the first answer he gave is I don't know. How many times have you read the Quran? I don't know. Okay. Listen to the answer he gave. The first answer he gave before he said once or twice. The moment you mention once, there's an issue here. Had he said many times, no issue. One time, the moment you say once, then once being one time you read is likely true. Because if you can remember to say once, that is enough for me. So listen how he started answering the question.
Sam, how many times have you read the Quran?
I don't know, really.
He says, I don't know, really. That's how he started by answering. I don't know, really. Then he said what?
Maybe once or twice. I don't know.
Then he says, maybe once or twice. I don't know. That seals the argument. There is no room for thrice, 4 times, 5. No. It's likely once. And I just showed you from a video, he himself said when he read the Quran once the first time, he was flabbergasted. That's it. So it's likely once. That's where it stops. Not even 2 times, not even 3 times. If he has done it more than even 1 time, he will remember exactly how many times. Right? Baba Shuaib, me sitting here, I've read the Quran countless of times. But when it comes to deep study of the Quran, I've gone through it from beginning to end 8 good times. 8. And each of every time I wrote it down. Meaning reading from cover to cover by studying it thoroughly. So I go chapter by chapter and I'm reading and I'm studying it. 8 good times. But when it comes to just reading, for the sake of reading and having fun, I've done it countless of times. Right? Because sometimes I want to read thoroughly and study it by saying, did I miss a topic? Did I miss something? That's when I go into deep scrutiny of the verses. And I've done that 8 times. Do you see the point? Aha.
No, stop it.
No, I'm serious. I don't.
Literally, you've read it maybe once or twice?
Yeah.
And how do you remember everything?
As I was trying.
If you have read something just once, you don't just remember everything just like that. No. It doesn't work like that. No. It's just like checking your clock, right? You just check it one and then that's it. You're done. If you are asked the time again, you are like, oh, sorry, let me check again. Yeah, it says 1:20. Yeah, that's how you do. That's the results of reading once or twice. Had he actually thoroughly studied the Quran? That's a different topic altogether. Okay, so now let me give you a verse here. Quran chapter 10, verse 39. Quran chapter 10, verse 39. I put the verse on the screen. Here is the verse. God says, in fact, they have denied what they have not encompassed its knowledge, and whose interpretation has not yet come to them. Likewise did those before them deny. So observe how was the end of the transgressors. They have denied what they have not encompassed its knowledge, and whose interpretation has not yet come to them. Likewise did those before them deny. So observe how was the end of the transgressors. Yes, salam Baba Seydou. Naganka, salam. You have somebody like Sam Shamoun attacking Islam. Of course, he is attacking the Sunnis, but mostly attacking the Quran. And from this, I'm going to the video I played earlier when he was giving a wrong breakdown of the verses, right? This verse I just put on the screen, chapter 10, verse 39, Sam Shamoun fits in this criteria or the category. When God says, in fact, they have denied what they have not encompassed its knowledge, and whose interpretation has not yet come to them. Likewise did those before them deny. So observe how was the end of the what? Transgressors. Okay, so now let's go back to the video. Sam Shamoun was lying about what was being said in the Quran. I go back to the video. Let me put the video here.
According to the tradition, chapter 9, one of the final marching orders, he's amassed a large number of soldiers. Now he's telling them, go and expand Islam.
So here he's talking from the Hadith books. Whatever he was talking about from here, go and do expand Islam's. These narrations are coming from the Hadith books.
It's no longer defend yourself. It's now go and expand Islam politically, economically, socially. That's the context of chapter 9, 28 to 33. But now notice, Muhammad has to give them a pretext to attack. Okay, why are we attacking these people? You're going to see it doesn't say because they threatened you. This is the Islamic narrative.
Taking it out of the context, if you read chapter 9, verse 1, coming down, there's a context to everything that happens. This is clearly showing you somebody who has not thoroughly studied the Quran, that has no idea what is being spoken about. If that is the case, I can do the same with the Bible. I can just go into the Bible and show you some of the verses which is telling that the people to terminate people's children and wives and whatever. For instance, let me give you an example. If you go to the Bible, 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 3, it says, now go and strike Amalek and devote to destruction all that they have. Do not spare them, but terminate both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. This command is given to Saul by the prophet Samuel, claiming divine instruction to wipe out the Amalekites. Then it says it is one of the most cited controversial verses regarding divine violence. That is what is found in the Bible. You go to Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 16 to 17. But in the cities of these people that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes. Listen carefully. It means go to somebody's land that God is giving you according to the Bible. Go and terminate everybody. But you shall devote them to complete destruction. Listen, the breakdown. This is part of the conquest instructions for the Canaan, often interpreted as the form of warfare, right? This is found in the Bible. Numbers chapter 31, verse 17 to 18. Now therefore, terminate every male among the little ones, and terminate every woman who has known man lying with him. But all the young girls who have not known man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. Now, this is what you get in the Bible. Is that how you're going to be reading the text? If we are going to go like that, the Bible cannot stand the test of time. No. Seriously. If we are going to go this way, the Bible cannot stand the test of time. If you are reading verses, do justice to the verses. It has a context. Start from the context, the subject, and see what was being suggested there. So here, in order for some Shamoun to promote a false ideology of letting the Quran look bad, he took the few parts of the verses and is going to give his own interpretation to make it seem as if God is instructing something, which is not actually the reality being said. So now check this. What some Shamoun is going to do.
It's because they believe differently from you. Writer, black.
He started quoting chapter 9, verse 28 to 33. Ladies and gentlemen, let me put the verses on the screen and show you something. It has a context. When you leave the context, you misunderstand the text. That's why we call it context. So here, I put it on the screen. Let me share the verse. Oh. I put this down. Sorry. This is Quran chapter 9, verse 28. Now, in order to understand what is being said in 28, kindly read verse 1. Chapter 9, verse 1. It starts by saying what? A permit from God and his messenger to those who have made an agreement with you, the believers, among the mushriks, that is the polytheists. You see, there has been an agreement. There's a pact. From the beginning of the chapter, verse 1, there was a pact. There was an agreement between believers and the mushriks. So in the advent of saying go and fight the mushriks, it doesn't mean it just happens spontaneously. There is a reason. If you don't understand the context, then you foolishly be quoting a verse to mean it is talking about this modern day and age. Understand, the Quran is not just there that every verse you see has to be applied based on your generation, even though it has nothing to do with you. It is there for you to read and believe, but doesn't mean you should do the same, because it's not a command to you. But let's understand this. Chapter 9, verse 1. A permit from God and his messenger to those who have made an agreement with you, the believers, among the mushriks. Verse 2. So travel on earth for 4 months and know that you, the polytheists, cannot cause failure to God, and that God will disgrace the disbelievers. Verse 3. And an announcement from God and his messenger to the people on the greatest day of the pilgrimage, that God is free from the idol worshippers, that the mushriks, and so is his messenger. So if you, the polytheist, should repent, then it will be better for you. But if you turn away, then know that you cannot cause failure to God. This is part of the agreement. Listen carefully. So announce of a painful punishment to those who have disbelieved. It continues. except those who made an agreement with you, the believers, among the polytheists, and they have not fallen short with you at all, and have not assisted anyone against you. Then fulfill the agreement to them till their deadline. Indeed, God loves those who are pious. Verse 5. And when the sacred months have passed, then fight the polytheists wherever you find them, seize them, confine them, and be seated for them at every observation post. But if they repent, establish the salat, and give the charity, then allow their way. Indeed, God is forgiving and merciful. Verse 6. And if anyone among the polytheists should seek your protection, then protect him until he hears the words of God, then deliver him to his shelter. That is because they are a people who do not know. How can there be an agreement for the polytheist with God and with his messenger, except those who have made an agreement with you at the sacred masjid? So long as they remain upright to you, then remain upright to them. Indeed, God loves those who are pious. Now, when you read the context up to the downside, going to the verses Sam Shamoun is reading, what Sam Shamoun failed to realize is in verse 36, to give you the summary of the 4 months God gave the polytheists to roam the earth. This is what God says. Indeed, the number of months with God are 12 months in the register of God since the day he created the heavens and the earth. 4 are sacred. Thereof, that is the valuable religion. So do not wrong yourselves during them, but fight all the polytheists just as they fight you all. Listen carefully. Fight them as they fight you. And know that God is with those who are pious. There is a pact. If they remain upright to them. If they break the pact, deal with them. So now, this is the misquotation Sam Shamoun was doing. Chapter 9, verse 28. Let's start from 28. Now, you already know the context is talking about the believers and the mushriks of that time, not this time. So listen to the context. All you who have believed, the polytheists are only polluted, so they shall not approach the sacred masjid, because there is a pact. Those ones who are polluted shall not approach the sacred masjid. But remember, among the polytheists, if somebody wants to seek protection, somebody wants to seek asylum to hear the words of God, what did God say? Allow them to come and listen. But the ones who are actually polluted among them, who are not willing to even listen to the word of God, to compromise on what God is saying, this is what God is saying. Then they are polluted, they shall not approach the sacred masjid. Don't allow them to come there, because that is the territory given to the believers according to Quran chapter 2, verse 143. We read up to 150. The Masjid al-Haram was assigned and given to the believers, the prophet and the believers, to inherit that place. So now God is talking in this verse. Then he says, after this year of days, the context is relevant to the time of Muhammad and the believers. It has nothing to do with you and I right now. Then he says, and if you fear for financial support, you the believers, then God will enrich you from his favor, if he wills. Indeed, God is omniscient and wise. Then it continues to 29. Fight those who do not believe in God. It has nothing to do with us. Remember, there's a context. Listen carefully. Fight those who do not believe in God, nor in the last day, nor do they outlaw what God and his messenger have outlawed, nor do they profess the religion of truth among those who were given the book, until they give tribute by force while they are subservient. The territory belongs to the believers. They own the Masjid al-Haram. If you being the idol worshiper, you don't want to conform with what God is saying, are you expecting them to allow you to come and pollute the Masjid al-Haram? The answer is no. So you'll be fought with, unless you can compromise to what is being preached there or what is being propagated there. So I give an example. Today you went to Qatar. Let's say Qatar hosted a World Cup. The World Cup Qatar hosted. They said if you are a drunkard, if they catch you drinking outside publicly, you go to jail. If you are homosexual and they catch you outside clearly kissing each other, you will be dealt with and you go to jail. Now, this is their territory. This is their country. They don't allow this nonsense unless you are coming to conform with the laws of their nation. Then you have some stupid people saying, oh, why don't they allow people to practice their things? Freedom of what? They own their country. They so don't bring their homosexual idea there. Don't bring your alcoholism there. Similarly, God is giving a pact between the believers and the polytheists. So when he's saying fight them, it doesn't mean you and I right now, we should go and fight somebody who doesn't believe in God. That's not what the context is about. Context is key. But at the end of the video, I'll show you what Shamoun himself said. Then you get to know how the agenda they use to go into the verses is just to make the Quran look evil so that they can get their way of talking against Islam. But I don't blame anybody. I blame the Hadith books. So you get to hear what Shamoun said. Let's continue.
And white. You're going to see it. So they don't think I'm lying. And if they want to get the commentators, Ibn Kathir, we're going to have a field day, brother. They can't tell me it doesn't mean.
Now you see, he mentioned the commentators because these are what the Sunnis, the Shias, the sectarians, they depend on. Especially the Sunnis will depend on the tafasirs to give them breakdown. When out of hypocrisy, they themselves said the Prophet is the explainer of the Quran. If the Prophet is the mufassir of the Quran, why do you need to go to Ibn Kathir, Ibn Abbas, Qurtubi, Taymiyyah, and so on? It doesn't make sense. But somebody like Shamoun will use it against the Mohammedans. Yes? So he put the verse on the screen on PBD's show, chapter 9, verse 28 to 29. Now check the interpretation he's going to give.
Wait, what did Ibn Kathir or Qurtubi say? Right, but here, chapter 9, 28 to 33, we're going to read it. Oh, you have believed. Now, this translation says polytheists, but the term mushrikun, mushrikeen, it's much more broad than simply a polytheist. The term comes from shirk. What is shirk? According to the Quran, shirk is the one sin Allah will never forgive. But what is that? When you claim there are multiple divinities, or Allah shares his glory or attributes or sovereignty with a creature, or God has a son, you fall under that category. So according to Islam, all of you are shirkers. You're a mushrik, whether you like it or not. Why? Because if they ask you, do you believe Jesus is God's son?
Yes, according to Islam, yes. If you believe Jesus is the Son of God, Jesus himself is God, you are a mushrik. It's a simple fact. But even the ones who follow the Hadith books are mushriks also. Because God never gave them the authority to assign Hadith books to his deen. According to Quran chapter 7 verse 33, وَأَن تُشْرِكُوا بِاللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يُنَزِّلْ بِهِ سُلْطَانًا. It's haram to associate with God what he has not sent down any authority. It is shirk. So even the Hadith followers, they are mushriks. Yes. So Christians who worship Jesus are mushriks. Christians who say Jesus is God are mushriks. Christians who say Jesus is the Son of God are mushriks. Because these are the attributes and lies from your own mouth, not from God. But anyways, let's listen to Shamoun.
Mushrik. You believe Jesus is God's son? Mushrik. You believe he's Lord? Mushrik. Now the Quran says to fight you.
No. Shamoun. The Quran doesn't say I should go and fight you, the one. Oh my God. Context. This guy doesn't have any education, by the way. I'm not saying it. He doesn't have any education. I'm not saying it. You heard from the onset, the beginning of the video. He's not educated. Where's the video? I'll come back to this. Listen to Shamoun. Where's the video? I'll come back. This is minute 130, right? Let me play the video so that you know Shamoun himself is not an educated person. So, where's the video? Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah, this one.
How many times have you read the Quran? That's 6.5.
My dad walked away when I was probably 7, shortly right after that.
So it's right around that time that this is happening to you. Got it. Okay, so that had a massive impact on you. Because, huge.
Yeah.
So is that a moment for you where your biological father walked out, but your,
I think from 6.5 to 10.
How often? Like every day?
Every day we'd go. I'd hang out with him every day. We'd go to the house. She would teach us prayers.
She would or he would?
She would. In fact, because of her impact, I still remember. Now I know it's part of the liturgy of the Assyrian Church, but I didn't know that back then. She would teach. She taught me this, and it etched for some reason those prayers. Qaddisha alaha qaddi. She taught me that. It was soul winning. So when he won me, he took
Farrakhan on all these guys. At that time, would you say pre-meeting him you'd consider yourself a Christian, or you're lost? Did you go to college? Are you a good student in school? What are you doing in school?
I was such a good student, I got thrown out of high school. Third year. Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah.
And
I
this
got
is
a
Chicago?
GD. Yep. Then I got a GD. And never been to college, never been to seminary, never been to university.
What was your, what class came easy to you? Are you a math guy? Are you an English guy? Are you a history guy? Are you...
I liked history, but not in school. I just hated being in school because of my...
Okay, so from the horse's own mouth, he hated being in school. Yes, he hated being in school. It tells you a lot, right? When somebody hates being in school, it tells you what type of student you are dealing with, right? Listen carefully. He hates being in school. So this kind of person wants to study, will not go with the rules of context, will not go with the rules of... That is from the horse's own mouth. So some shampoo himself is confessing. No college, no university, no nothing, and he hates being in school. And this guy, the same guy, wants to deal with text without context.
My body dysmorphia and low self-esteem. I couldn't be around crowds.
Were you in gangs? Were you a troublemaker? Were you...
I was with the gang.
Anyways, let's go back to the other video. You had him, right? Yourself. You had him speak, right? Not me. So, okay. Somebody who hates to be in school. So now let's go back to the other video.
According to the tradition, chapter 9, one of the final marks. What did Ibn Kathir or Qurtubi say? Or you pay what's called jizya. We're going to get there. So, you believe, or have believed, indeed the polytheists are unclean, so let them not approach.
You see the game he played by leaving the context out. When I was reading, I started from chapter 9, verse 1, just to show you the clue of how the pact started. And how God says you should remain upright as long as the polytheists remain upright to you. Remain upright to them. But now he started quoting from 28 just to pass on his agenda, to make the Quran look bad. Right? If we do the same to the Bible, they get pissed. If we do the same to the Bible, they get pissed off. Do you see the point? Okay.
Al-Masjid al-Haram. Now, without the traditions, you have no idea where this is. It's a tradition that tells you this is the Kaaba in Mecca.
You are very, 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 we are very, 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 very stupid. Very, 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 very stupid. So today, if I'm reading an article and it says United States of America, so it will take the Hadith books to show me where America is. How is that part of guidance? The moment United States of America is mentioned, you know that is United States of America. You will know from any other angle, because that is the only United States of America. If the Quran talks about the Kaaba, talks about the Mecca, it has been mentioned in the Quran. You are reading a text. So obviously you want to know which place is this. If I want to know which place is that, does not mean I'm seeking guidance from the external source. So Quran chapter 48 verse 24 mentions the Mecca. Yes, it mentions Mecca. You read chapter 48 verse 24, it mentions Mecca. Masjid al-Haram in the next verse 25, it mentions Masjid al-Haram. So you know the location. That's how it works. It is not the Quran which has to tell you have to go east, go west, walk here, come down, and go. Quran is not a book of navigation.
But if you just went with this, you'll have no idea where this is. What the heck is Masjid al-Haram? But this...
Sam, you didn't even study the Quran thoroughly. How can you even know all this? Come to correctional officer, let me teach you. Sam Shampoo. Come to correctional officer, let me teach you by using the Quran to understand how to find locations. Yes, you know the name. All you just need to take a navigator. Take a navigator. It mentions Masjid al-Haram. Ask your navigator, where is Masjid al-Haram? Navigator will show you. Ask your navigator again, where is the Mecca? Your navigator will show you. That's all you need. The Quran doesn't need to be showing you go left, go right. What is this?
This means Mecca, the Kaaba. Don't let them approach.
The Masjid al-Haram doesn't mean Kaaba. Bozu. Quran chapter 5 verse 97. The Bayt al-Haram is the Kaaba. Masjid al-Haram is not the Kaaba. Chapter 5 verse 2 of the Quran tells you the both different things. Bayt al-Haram and Masjid al-Haram. They are two different things surrounded in the same location. They are not the same.
After this, their final year. What year, see? Without the Islamic narrative?
Because you don't know the context. Bozo, read from verse 1 coming down. Come, let's teach you the Quran. You are just reading from 28. Oh my God. And you're asking what year? What year? Do you want the Quran to tell you 2025?
You don't even know what year this is. This is 2 years before the death of Muhammad, right?
When you take the Bible and you are reading, does it say in the year 1995? Do you ever see that in the Bible where it says in the year 2000 or in the year 1995 or in the year 1780? Do you see such things in the Bible? Ladies and gentlemen, please help me out. Any Christian, Jew watching me, does it say in the Bible in the year 1920? Do you ever see such thing in the Bible? In the year 1718? No, does it say anything of that sort in the Bible? So in the year 1920, the people came to Abraham. Does it say like that? In the year 1720, the angels came to see Lot. And does it say anything like that?
But I can't tell. I mean, what year, buddy? Doesn't tell me. And if you fear poverty, now why is it saying fear poverty? Islamic narrative says that they would make pilgrimages.
What Islamic narrative? You are reading the Quran. Quran is Islam itself. Quran chapter 5 verse 3. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. God says he has completed the religion and has approved Islam as a religion. It is the Quran God used to complete everything. So read the Quran to understand Islam, submission to God. Don't say Islamic narrative. Where do you call Islamic narrative? By a book by the Mohammedans, the Bukharists, the Hadithiyuns? Is that what you call Islam, Islamic narrative?
To this day, the Muslims do it. To circumambulate the Kaaba 7 times, run between.
Quran doesn't say 7 times. It just says walk around. If you go for excursion or some place to visit a place, do you keep walking around the house as if you are worshiping it? Just like the mushriks are doing today. You just keep walking around it for what? Ask any mushrik who does that. Why do you walk around the Kaaba? For what? What? You keep walking around it 7 times for what?
The 2 hills, Safa and Marwa 7 times. Throw 7.
No 7 times in the Quran where it says go Safa and Marwa 7. No.
Stones at Satan, which they claim was.
Quran doesn't say throw stones at Satan. It doesn't. Sam Shamoun, please do some justice. When you are talking, talk that this is coming from Hadith. This is this. Quran doesn't say this. Your video that I played in the beginning, you defended Quran peacefully and nicely by separating the Quran from the garbage books. You yourself, in your previous video, you defended the Quran against the Hadith followers. Now you are talking as if these things are found in the Quran.
Was instituted by Abraham, but there's no evidence for that. These were pagan practices. So when the people would come, they'd barter. They would sell.
I agree with you. They are pagan practices. Yes, those things you mentioned are pagan. The mushriks are doing it because God never asked them to do all that.
They would trade. So it's saying, well, if you fear by banishing them, you're going to lose money. Don't worry.
Hey, Quran doesn't say that. If you fear by banishing them, the verse doesn't say that. Some shampoo, please. Some shampoo, chapter 9, verse 28 doesn't say if you fear by banishing them. It doesn't say that anywhere in those verses.
Allah will enrich you from His bounty if He wills. It's if He wills. We say inshallah, but here it's, if He wills. Now, how will He enrich you? This is the question I want you to see.
Oh my God. Yeah, salam, nephew, salam. Yeah, Tony HD. Yes, that's the point. He thinks he can win a debate with a real Muslim. His debates are with the mushriks, the sectarians, and other things. So he thinks he has a ground. Of course, against the Sunnis, and he has grounds to face them because their books contradict the Quran. Yes, he can have a chance.
By having you fight the infidels and taking jizya from them. That's verse 20.
No.
29. It says it right there. Fight those who do not believe in Allah. Does it say fight those who threaten you? Fight those.
Do you see what he did? By intentionally putting a translation of Sahih International Translation. The Sahih International themselves were translated by two of them are not Muslims. It was done by three people. Two of them. Where did I write it somewhere? I think I have it here. I'll show you the history of the Sahih International. I saved it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it somewhere. Meanings. Where did I save it? Sahih International. Guys, I saved it somewhere. I just forgot the folder name. To show you the people behind it, it is just about, I think, these three ladies who actually translated. Out of them, only one is a Muslim. Where did I save this? Is it translators? I actually don't remember the folder I saved it in. Right? Sahih International Translation is kaput. Seriously. Okay, let me ask the AI to bring. No. The AI cannot bring that because they made it confidential. Yes, guys, if you go to Sahih International, Let me put it on the screen. Go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia. You go to Wikipedia, then you look for Sahih International. Let me do this. I share the screen on the screen. Guys, this is Wikipedia, right? Wikipedia. Now check what is written here on Wikipedia. Sahih International is an English translation of the Quran that has been used by numerous Muslims, including Islam's most conservative adherents. Published by publishing house Dar Abdul Qasim in Saudi Arabia, it is one of the world's most popular Quran translations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, check the authors. Emily Asami, she actually became a revet, I think, and I think not long ago. Then the other one is Mary Kennedy, and then the other one is Amatullah Bentley. I think they are 3 Americans. They are all from America, right? These are the people who did the Sahih International Translation. The so-called Sahih International Translation you know about, which was done in the year 1997, the publication, 1997, right? This is the so-called Sahih International Translation. Seriously. Now, you go to n.wikipedia.org and then you search for Sahih International. I put it here. You go to this link, then you search Sahih International. You see it for yourself. You see it? Aha. So now let's go to Sam Shampoo.
Those who attacked you, fight those who want to take your land. No. Fight those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day. Well, I don't believe in the Allah of Islam. Now, I know people say, well, it's just a name. That's not my debate. I have no problem using the term Allah. The Allah of the Quran is not the God of the Bible.
So different gods.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But now you have...
That I agree with you, because God never revealed a book called Bible. So that I agree with you, Sam Shampoo. The God of the Quran is not the God of the Bible, because God of the Quran never revealed a book called Bible. So that I agree with you. And the God of the Bible is a jealous God. The God of the Quran is not a jealous God. The God of the Bible will send his people to go and terminate people anyhow. I gave you the verses. The God of the Quran doesn't do that. Quran chapter 2 verse 190. It says you should fight those who fight you first. You shouldn't be the aggressor. So that I agree. The God of the Quran is not the God of the Bible. How can I be worshiping a God who is jealous? Because the moment this God is jealous, it means there's already another God who is superior. That's why you are jealous. You can only be jealous of Baba Shuaib because you are not up to my level. That's the only way the word jealous will fit in. There is no way Baba Shuaib will be the king and he is rather jealous of somebody who is not a king. It doesn't make sense. So yes, the God of the Quran is not the same as the God of the Bible. That is no two ways about that. I agree with you. Right? The God of the Bible doesn't even know the beginning. He says, in the beginning. Okay. In the beginning, then he forgot to mention the angels and everything. He says, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So where are the angels and everything? He didn't mention all of that. In the beginning, straight. Let's go.
Have to qualify that. Do you think the average Muslim even knows the differences?
Probably not.
Absolutely not. They don't. They're told that this God is the God of Abraham. They're told Jesus is a mighty messenger. So you have to distinguish between what the sources say and the person. Because
because the Quran talks about God of the Quran being the God of Abraham. The Quran talks about God of the Quran being the God of Jesus. That is what the Quran is telling us. Somebody can say, I know Baba Shuaib, but they might give you a different story about me. And your story can be different from the person's. But the moment they are describing me, and I look different from the description, then it cannot be the Baba Shuaib you are describing. According to you, Jesus is God, but the same Jesus prayed to another God. How can a God be praying to another God? Does it make sense? This alone disqualifies your God. You said Jesus is God, but yet Jesus is praying to another God and saying, God, God, why have you forsaken me? You forsook me even though I'm a God. I have supernatural powers, but you forsook me. You want me to die? God, God, can you hear me? That is what the God of the Bible is saying. Huh? Aye. Look at the Christian there. You go explain Taya. You see how emotional these Christians are, the apologetics? They are very, very emotional. I've just triggered his emotions now. He wants to explain by force. Look. You go explain Taya. Hey. Anyways, let's continue. Some shampoo.
Interview an average Christian. How many of them know what the Trinity is? How many know that Jesus is the God-man, that you must believe he's God and man? If I ask Christians, is Jesus a man in heaven or a spirit? I've done that. They'll say he's a spirit. No, he's not. The Bible says he's a glorified man in heaven with a glorified physical body of flesh.
But your New Testament never called him the Most High. The Quran calls God the Most High. My question to you, the Christians, is, does your New Testament call your Jesus the Most High? No, there is the Most High God. Yes, yes. The one Jesus taught the disciples, he taught his people, Luke chapter 11, verse 2, if you are praying, pray, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy kingdom come. Aha. But out of their foolishness, they will again say Jesus is only the king. Hey.
Hey. He's going to come back in the flesh. So how many Christians know that they're supposed to believe that? You'd be surprised. Ask Christians, say, hey.
I understand.
Yeah. So here, if you don't have the same idea of Allah they do, that's pretext to fight you.
And Sam, not to go you off, when you say fight, is that fight to kill?
No, it's UFC.
Okay.
The context is not about you and I today. Read the context, some shampoo. Read the context. Start from above. It has a context. It has a timeline. For instance, Quran chapter 33, when you read from verse 53 downwards, it talks about the believers coming to the houses of the prophet. If you are coming, don't come without a permission. And if you come to come and eat, don't come and sit to have too many talks. Now, where is the prophet? Can I go to his house? Can I go and eat in his house? You can see that verse is not talking to me right now. It has a context. But some shampoo, you just clearly mentioned in this podcast that you are not educated. Yeah. You hate school. Had you sat in the classroom to study well, you know how to read context.
So I want to make that clear that you're saying fight should be, they're trying to kill you.
UFC championship belt.
Okay,
What's wrong with you?
Okay, my bad. So
see,
we're
that's that
naked show.
Assyrian in you, bro.
Yeah,
so,
okay. Please continue.
So, and the last thing now, real quickly, let me describe Islamic last day, because I want to show the audience who don't know Islam how graphic this is. The last day in Islam means if you pass the test, you will enter Jannah, you'll enter paradise. You have maidens of pleasure, Hur al-Ain. I can give you even a reference, very graphic, chapter 78, 31, 33. It says that they have swelling breasts.
Man, he doesn't mention breasts there in the verse. Oh.
Breasts that don't sag. And the Quran says you'll spend all eternity deflowering them.
It doesn't say deflowering them. It does nowhere does it say in the Quran you spend eternity deflowering anybody. Quran is not profane. Just like the Bible will tell you, Lot had incest with his 2 daughters. David slept with the wife of one of his military men. Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, and so on. What kind of comedy book is this? Seriously? No, seriously. Jacob, is it Jacob? Jacob taking the blessings of Esau. Like, what kind of comedy books is this? Somebody able to steal the blessing of somebody. Somebody wrestling with is it wrestling with God or wrestling with the angel? Hey, Christianity.
But you won't harm them, and they'll return. When I say Quran says you will have sex with them, but
Hey, some shampoo. Which verse did the Quran say you are going to have the word sex with somebody? Where? Some shampoo. Where? You could have quoted the verse. Where the hey, some shampoo. Hey. Guys, ever since you've been reading the Quran, did you see the word sex in the Quran? Hey.
Hadith go graphic.
Hadith goes graphic. Well, Hadith is just like Bible. So yeah, if Hadith goes graphic, Hadith is not part of the book of God. So yeah, it can go graphic just like the Bible can go graphic. Yes, that it cannot be the words of God. Something that can go graphic cannot be the words of God. Yes.
You will be deflowering them, but you won't.
Where does it say deflowering in the Quran? Where? Please quote the verse. Some shampoo. You had the opportunity to quote the verse. Be quoting it. Let's check where it says you are going to deflower anybody.
Won't hurt them. They'll return virginal again. So this is the pleasures of paradise, and you're going to have wine, and you're going to have milk, and you're going to have meat, and young boys serving you.
Young boys serving me with what?
Youths of perpetual freshness. Now, why the hell do I need a young boy in paradise?
Are you very stupid? When I have kids at home, can't my kids serve me? Can't they bring cup from the kitchen? Seriously, ladies and gentlemen, when you're having kids at home and your kids are growing up and they are wise, somewhat of wisdom, can't you send your kids to be serving you at home? Having kids is not a pleasure. So if God says you are going to have young kids around serving you and you are having hurul in, serving you is a problem for you? Some shampoo. Hey. He's depressed, by the way. This man is depressed. His wife left him because a plumber took his wife. Some shampoo, sorry.
Serve me. Well, things to make you go, But that's the last day. Oh, you brought it up, huh? See? Full-breasted.
Companions of the...
Ladies and gentlemen, again, he puts somebody's tafsir giving the explanation of the verse. So that is the Hadith book giving its own interpretation of the verse. Okay.
Full age.
Yeah, so that means you don't need breast implants in paradise.
You're good
free
to
of
go.
charge, yeah.
Perfect. It's impressive.
You see why they love us, don't you? Yeah,
that's impressive.
When we come...
So here he thought he was making sense. Seriously, he thought he was making sense here.
Here, we're in. Go back to 30. Up to 30. So now, why should you fight them? I'm sorry, 29. Fight those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day.
This is what happened when you read a text without a pretext and without a context. That's a problem. You see how he's quoting the chapter 9, verse 28. You see, 28, 29. Because a lot of the Christians who have no idea how the Quran works, this is what they do. And when we do the same to them from the Bible, they get pissed off. Ladies and gentlemen, I just gave you verses of the Bible that clearly is showing you should go and terminate other people. Clearly, here. First Samuel chapter 15 verse 3. Ladies and gentlemen, write it in the comment section so that everybody can check it for themselves from the Bible. First Samuel chapter 15 verse 3. Guys, help me write it in the comment section. First Samuel chapter 15 verse 3. Go and read it for yourself and check what the God of the Bible is telling them to do. Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 16 to 17. Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 16 to 17. Go and read it and see what the God of the Bible is telling them to go and do. If any hypocritical Christian is telling you they follow Bible, please tell them to practice those verses, because Jesus said he didn't come to wipe out any law. Matthew chapter 5 verse 17 to 18. Jesus didn't say he did not come to change any law, right? So I expect every Christian to uphold the verses you found in the Old Testament. First Samuel chapter 15 verse 3. Read it and check. Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 16 to 17. Read it and check. Numbers chapter 31 verse 17 to 18. Read it and check for yourself. If you are a Christian, read it, check it. You can't tell me you don't need to follow those verses, right? I'm just teaching you how to read a pretext and context. Now, even with those verses I quoted from the Bible, if you like, read the context, read the pretext, still. No, it cannot be the word of God.
Who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful. So if you don't accept Muhammad's restrictions, like don't eat pig.
It talks about the messenger, not Muhammad. Please stop mentioning Muhammad as if his personal judgment. God and his messenger, whatever God will say is exactly what the messenger will tell you. So you find it in the book of God. If you are based in Finland and Finland is giving its own rules and regulations given through the police and you don't abide by them, you have to be dealt with. It's a simple logical thing. When God gives a legislation, that's why you need to read the chapter with the context. There's a pact between God and his messenger against the polytheists. But because you haven't read the Quran, you only read it once. You didn't even study the Quran thoroughly. Some shampoo. You confessed on PBD. You didn't study the Quran. Yes. Even David himself, Patrick David was surprised. When you said, oh, I read once or twice, he said, are you kidding me?
Pig meat. Grounds to fight you. Am I making it up? It's right there. Why do you fight them? Who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful.
If you are in a nation and Donald Trump has made laws and you don't consider the laws Donald Trump has made, do you expect ICE or the police to leave you alone? So far as you are in Donald Trump's nation, and he has stipulated a law for you to follow, and you said you are not going to follow that law, do you expect Donald Trump to allow you to live freely in his country? Ladies and gentlemen, answer me.
So what you do not forbid and Muhammad has forbidden, you are now an enemy and need to be brought into submission. And who do not adopt the religion of truth. Now guess what that religion is? Buddhism? It's Islam. So if you do not accept Islam, what must they do? Fight you? Even those who are given the scripture, meaning even if they're Jews.
No. Please, it doesn't say if you don't accept Islam, they should fight you. Some shampoo, go back to school. For God's sake.
And Christians. Many people may not know this, but those who are in the field will know. One of the titles given to Jews and Christians is Ahl al-Kitab, the people of the book. Why? Because the Quran assumes the same God that gave the Quran gave the scriptures to the Jews and Christians.
Nowhere does it say. God never said he gave the Jews and Christians a book. He gave the children of Israel. Out of the children of Israel, then people form groups for themselves. Some call themselves Christians, some call themselves Jews. He gave the children of Israel the book, Quran chapter 17, verse 2. That is the people of the book, the children of Israel. Then out of them, then we have groups who created a cult, a creed for themselves. These call themselves Christianity. These call themselves Judaism, Jews. That's what it happens. But God never assigned any book to a particular group and say, Christians, here is your book. Jews, here is no. I dare any Christian watching. Call me when I open the phone lines. Come and prove it to me.
Because it says he's the God of Abraham, right? And it says this is the religion of Abraham. So even if you're a Jew or Christian, but you deny Muhammad, or Allah said to the Muslims, fight them until they pay jizya. Why? Willingly, while they are humbled.
Wrong translation. That is the translation of Sahih International. Totally wrong translation.
The sign of your humiliation. That's how Allah will enrich you. Thank the Lord, there's really no Islamic state that enforces this.
Thank God you know that. There's no Islamic state that enforces this. Thank God you know that, because it's not the command of God. You just read. You just read translation of Sahih International. Yeah. Shamoun, you could have done your own translation by actually reading in Arabic and then translating your own translation so that it will make sense, that you be saying that this is what the verse in the Quran says, not somebody's translation. Right? So when the day comes, finally, when I get to meet you one-on-one to have a debate or dialogue with you, we are going to see about that, God willing. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is some shampoo for you. Yes, that is some shampoo for you. The guy who is depressed, the guy fighting with David Wood, bringing out their dirty laundries out there. That is the guy, some shampoo. So, guys, let me put this thing. For those who want to join as guests, this is the invitation link. I put the invitation link here. YouTube, can you pin it for me? For YouTube, this thing, the mods. Okay, I think I can get it here. I pinned the message here. For those watching on YouTube, that is the link to join as a guest. And for those watching on Facebook, yeah, salam to you, all those who are joining from Facebook. Salam to you, sister. Yeah, that is the number you can call on WhatsApp call. That is the number. You're welcome to call also. And you are welcome to join as a guest. You're welcome. So let me see it. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, if anybody has a question, let me see some of the questions I've pinned. Zabuta Buta says, I have a question about 560. Who are those who mentioned in this verse? Quran chapter 5, verse 60. Let me put it on the screen. Quran chapter 5, verse 60. Here, it says, say, shall I inform you what is worse than that as a recompense at God? Now, when you read the context above, right? Read the context above. It says, say, O people of the book, do you resent us only because we believe in God and what has been revealed to us and what was revealed before, and that most of you are immoral? Say, shall I inform you what is worse than that, as recompense at God? One whom God has cursed, and upon whom is a wrath, and has made some of them apes and pigs, and slaves of idols. Those are worse in position, for they have strayed from the straight way. Right? And when they come to you, the believers, they say, we believe. While they have entered with disbelief, and they have already left with it. And God is aware of what they have been concealing. And you see many of them hastening into sin and aggression, and they are consuming of illegal possession. What they have been doing is wretched. Why do the rabbis and the scholars not forbid them from their sinful statements and their consuming of illegal possession? What they have been doing is wretched. And among the Jews, and the Jews have said, the hand of God is shackled. Rather, their hands are shackled, and they are cursed for what they said. In fact, his hands are both extended, disbursing however he wills. And what has been revealed to you from your Lord will increase many of them in transgression and disbelief, just like some shampoo. And we have cast antagonism and hatred among them till the day of resurrection. Whenever that's why the Jews and the Christians, they hate each other, mostly. If you go to Israel right now, and you want to preach Jesus, they will smack you. We have cast antagonism and hatred among them till the day of resurrection. Whenever they ignite a fire for war, God extinguishes it. And they strive on earth with corruption, while God does not like the corrupters. The most corrupted entities you find, you know them already, huh? Yes, then Tyler asked a question. What do you think of 19er submitters? Are they idolizing Rashad Khalifa? Not all of them, but most of them, yes, they are idolizing Rashad Khalifa, as if Islam cannot move forward without their cult. That is idolization. The moment you say you don't agree with 19, hey, that's the issue. So many talks ask me, Brother Shuaib, why don't you have a dialogue with Sam Shamoun? The opportunity will come. We will do that. Yes, we will do that at the right time. Somebody in the earlier on the Bible something. If you are here, I put a link. I don't see you. You asked for my link. I put a link. I don't see you anymore. Where is this guy? The guy commenting earlier. The Bible something. Is it Bible facts or Bible? Where are you? Can you call? Bible facts. Bible facts. Please, can you call if you're here? Bible facts, are you here? That is my problem with people. When I'm busy doing the lectures, the person is in the comment section, but as soon as I'm done and I'm ready to pick up callers, that's the time they run away. That's what they do. Bible facts, you are nowhere to be found again. No show. That's what they do. Yeah, salam, bro.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
My dear brother, how are you?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. How are you, my brother?
Thanks to God, alhamdulillah. No complaints.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Yeah.
Just a continuation of the question that I had for you last week, just so I can clear the topic in my head completely.
Yeah.
Regarding the angels asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a question.
Okay.
About the okay. So there's a verse in Surah Al-Anbiya.
Yeah.
Let me just get the verse. It states, verse number 22.
Okay.
لا يسألوا عما يفعلوا وهم يسألون.
Chapter 21, verse 22.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
And no, I'm not sure. I'm sure it's Surah Al-Anbiya, maybe number 23.
Yes, it's 23.
Yeah, sorry, because I just get confused with the number being in front of the word.
Yeah, yeah. What do you want to understand from that?
Okay, so that verse there, my understanding again is لا يسألوا عما يفعلوا وهم يسألون. No, the question of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in what he does is not allowed.
What?
To question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not allowed.
Oh no. That's you have taken it in a I think
literal meaning.
Yeah, because here is talking about the day of judgment, about people will be questioned, but God will not be questioned. Meaning anybody else people are idolizing. So let's check the context. You see, when you start from 22, or we can say let's start from 21. Do you see 21?
Yep.
Where he says, Amin takhizu alihatan min al-ard hum yanshirun or do they have gods from the earth who can resurrect? So yunshiru here, we are talking about the day of judgment, right?
No.
Okay, then it goes the second verse. Law kana fihima alihatun illallah. So he says, and there had there been gods in them, that is the heavens and the earth, besides God, they would have been corrupted. Then he says, so glory be to God. So here he's saying, for subhanallahi rabbil arshil amma yasifun. So he says, besides God, they will have been corrupted. So glory be to God, Lord of the throne, above what they describe. Then it goes on. He will not be questioned. Just as on the day of judgment, any entity you mention beneath God, every entity you are going to mention will be questioned on the day of judgment. But God is not going to be questioned. So in order to understand the idea here, verse 21 gives you the concept of the yunshiru, meaning resurrection, to be resurrected on the day of judgment. We all know that's the time we are going to be resurrected. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. Yes.
So the context coming down is talking about the day of judgment. But if you are saying that, listen, here, Quran chapter 7, verse 155. I'm going to show you something. In Quran chapter 7, verse 155, look what Moses did. And I want you to answer for yourself whether Moses asked God a question or not. Quran chapter 7, verse 155. Moses selected 70 men from his people for our appointed time. And when the tremor seized them, he said, Lord, listen carefully. Moses said, Lord, if you had willed, you could have annihilated them earlier together with me. Would you? Here is the word in Arabic. Do you see? Can you see my screen? Oh, I didn't put it on the screen. Sorry. Let me put it on the screen. Can you see my screen?
I can't see it, no.
Okay, no problem. In chapter 7, verse 155. Do you have the verse with you there?
So what was it? Chapter 7?
Chapter 7, verse 155.
7:155.
So Moses asked God a question. Athulikuna bima fa'ala sufa'u minna.
Yep.
Athulikuna bima fa'ala sufa'u minna. Is it a question or not?
Yeah, but that's not questioning. That's not questioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done.
No.
That's
Wait.
questioning what's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gonna do. Like asking him, are you gonna make it rain or you're not gonna make it rain?
Oh, no. Wait, brother. Let's be sincere with the verse. Wait. God has done something. Don't say he's now going to do something. He did something. That's why I said let's read the verse from the beginning.
Okay, let's read it again.
It says, and Moses selected 70 men from his people for our appointed time. And when the tremor, Rajfatu, you see a Rajfatu, do you see the Rajfa?
Yeah.
And when the Rajfatu sees them, so God has already done it. It's not now he's going to do something.
Yeah.
So now after God did that, then Moses said, Lord, if you had willed, you could have annihilated them earlier together with me. So now the question followed. Athulikuna, will you annihilate us for what the foolish among us have done?
Yep. There's two questions now.
Thank you. So this question here, the reason why I'm saying the context of the Quran, the first question you asked me, the context of the Quran is denoting day of judgment, not in the worldly life. In the worldly life, we can ask questions. Exactly, not in general sense. In general sense, even me right now, sometimes I sit down and ask God a question. In my prayer, sometimes I ask God. You know, sometimes he does me a favor and I say, God, why did you choose me to do me that favor? So still I'm asking God a question, right? But on the day of judgment, everybody is sealed. Nobody is going to ask God a question. God, why are you the king? God, why are you God? No, you don't dare. So
okay.
Thank you. So the context is denoting day of judgment, not in our regular or general issues. No.
Yeah, and I suppose when Ibrahim alayhi salam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show him how he brings the death to life, that's a question in a form as well.
Exactly, it's a question in another form. Even when Moses himself, when he said, I want to see God, and God says, you cannot see me, still he asked God a question.
Definitely a question. Yeah.
Exactly. So in those instances, yes, we ask God a question. But on the day of judgment, nobody who has the authority to ask God a question.
Okay, so he's specifically talking about the day of judgment and about in that context.
Thank you. Exactly. Thank you. That's the point. You're welcome, my dear brother. Thank you.
Just quickly, have you heard about the Hadith that states how Umar ibn Khattab used to follow Abu Bakr around in the mornings because Abu Bakr used to go, he used to disappear every Fajr. And then it turned out that Abu Bakr was secretly looking after a blind woman.
That hadith, is it Sahih?
It's in Ibn.
Is it
Ibn Sa'd?
No, if it's not in the Kutubu Sitta, it has no case. The scholars will just put it aside. They will tell you if you bring it, so far as it's not part of the Kutubu Sitta, they will just tell you are wasting their time.
Okay, so if you want to argue against them, has to be in those books for you to have valid argument.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair, brother Baba. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear brother. Thank you very much.
May Allah reward you.
Stay tuned. Peace. Yes, Zach Sparrow says, including Jesus. Yes, Jesus will be questioned also on the day of judgment. Quran chapter 5, starting from 110, coming down to 118. Jesus will be questioned on the day of judgment. Yes. Because he's a creation of God. And remember, he was born. He has a mother. A human being gave birth to him. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. There's nowhere God can be born or somebody who begets God, or does he beget? No. A God does not need to be born. Wissam says, Brother Shuaib, can you tell us the difference between the ruhu and the nafs based on the Quran, please? We are talking about the ruhu being the spirits, right? We have ruhul kudus, we have Holy Spirit, we have normal spirits. So ruhu on its own, then we have the nafs. So the living things, they have the nafs within them. That's the soul. But when we are talking about the spirit, it comes in different form. For instance, we say the Spirit of God, we say the Holy Spirit, supported human beings, believers who are supported by the Spirit, chapter 58, verse 22. But when we are talking about nafs, nafs comes in different instances in the Quran. For instance, when Jesus was speaking to God, he mentioned nafs to God, your nafs, nafsaka. But then nafsaka is talking about is in the essence of God, the self of God, not as in soul, because every soul will taste death. Understand? Every soul will taste death. So based on where it appears, the nafs, for instance, when Adam was created, God blew the spirit into him, but the spirit became the nafs. Right? The spirit became the nafs. There's a difference in the nafs and the spirit. If we say spirit is nafs, then that means every spirit is, nafs. No, that's not the point. There's a difference between, but I think I need to find time to draft the file and bring it. I think I have a file on it, but I need to make a full video on it. Let me see. I have spirits and soul. Yeah. I have a file on it, so I need to find time to make a lecture on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm almost 3 hours into the program. I think I'll be bringing the topic to an end. Did you just said Allah has a spirit? Yes, he has a spirit. I didn't say he is a spirit, but he has a spirit. How is that difficult to understand? Can you call? Please call on the program. You have my number. Call and ask your question. Yes, God has a spirit. He has a spirit. Elise Redjep. Elise Redjep says, okay, she wants to say salam, right? Maybe she made a mistake. She says sesam. Salam, brother. Did you just say Allah has a spirit? Yes, he has a spirit. Quran chapter 15, verse 29. You can check for yourself, right? Okay, let me put it on the screen so that that will become helpful to you. I'll put the verse on the screen, right? Here. God has a spirit. So in Quran chapter 15, verse 29, this is what God says. Elise, if you're watching, it says, and when I have organized him, that is Adam, and blown into him from my spirit. It's like, Baba Shuaib, if I tell you I have a phone, and I give my son my phone, it means I have a phone. The moment I say my phone, my book, my spirit, it means it's mine. I have it. So when we say God has a spirit, we are not saying God is a spirit, because if we say God is a spirit, then it becomes we are equaling him with his creation, because there's a Holy Spirit. The moment you say God is a spirit, then you say there is a Holy Spirit, then that means someone is superior than God. No. So God has a spirit. Yes, he has. You understand? Then fall down before him in prostration. So that is God speaking for himself in the Quran, not me. That's the verse you can read. And there's more. I can give you more verses, but that's one of the verses. Right? Okay, guys. I might need to bring the topic to an end. I'll jump to TikTok before I close for the day. Right? So I've done 3 hours of the program. I might trim the part of the greetings out. So the video will be left about 2 hours, 40 minutes or so, right? Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. I appreciate the presence. We have about, let me see how many people we had on YouTube. Yes, today we have both on YouTube and Facebook. We had about 240 people watching. Combiningly, we have about 240 people watching, right? From both YouTube and Facebook combiningly, which is very good. Or is it because I'm talking about Christianity? Because the Christians are very emotional. The moment I talk about any topic on them, hey, you trigger them. But when it comes to aggression, the mushriks are worse. The mushriks, when I say mushriks, you know them, the Hadith followers, they are worse compared to Christians. Christians are emotional in terms of typing and other things. But when it comes to, aggression, hey, mushriks, hey, no, they don't tolerate. So right now, because I called somebody in Ghana a mushrik, he went ahead to start lying about me. So we are in the courtroom. So my WhatsApp number, the WhatsApp number, please, somebody put down in the comment section for Sister Sally Jackson. The WhatsApp number, +358 466 803144. 3144 at the end. That is the WhatsApp number, right? 5 minutes more than I'm gone. But I'll be back on TikTok, right? I'm not done. I'll come back to TikTok. If you're on TikTok, stay put. I'm coming back. Don't go. If you're on TikTok, don't go. I'll end the live stream and come back, right? 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 3. Yes? Yes, Sister Khadija. Yes. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 3. Terrible verse. Correctional officer, was the Injil at the time of the messenger available to use for judgment, yes or no? Which Injil are you talking about? Which of the Injil? Because the last time I checked, yes, the last time I checked, listen carefully. The last time I checked, you are calling the gospel according to Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John. You call it Injil also. You also call it Injil. Is that the Injil you are talking about? You know that Injil doesn't exist that time, right? You know that, right? So which Injil are you talking about? Yes, thank you very much. Mini Talks, thank you. Stigmata of Christ. I put the link to join the stream earlier on. If you can join the stream, it's pinned on YouTube. If you're watching me from YouTube, it should be pinned, right? The link is pinned there. If you want to join as a guest, you can join and ask me a question before I go. Zabuta Buta says, what is Lawhim Mahfuz in 85 is a preserved tablet. The Quran is a preserved tablet. When we say Lahawi is a tablet, right? Mahfuz means to be preserved, to be protected, right? The moment you want to protect something and you give it numbers, you protect it. It has numbers on them. So Lawhim Mahfuz. So this is why when one verse is taken out, we know, just like when the 19ers tried to take two verses out of the Quran, chapter 9, verse 128 to 129, we know, hey, this verse, you are taking it out. Why? It's supposed to be in the Quran. They try to take it out. Okay, no problem. Sally Jackson, I'm coming to TikTok. Yes. So guys, if there are no more questions coming, then I have to go, right? Stigmata of Christ doesn't want to call, so I guess I will have to bounce. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's no one is calling now. This is where I have to bring the topic to an end. You saw the likes, you saw the enjoyments of you enjoyed the program concerning Sam Shampoo and his 3-in-1 shampoo. He thinks he's making sense, but yeah, here we have. So the Christians watching me, please join me on TikTok. I'm going to TikTok now with the same name you find me on YouTube and Facebook. Join me on TikTok right now, and let's continue there. If you have any question, join me on TikTok, right? So join me on TikTok. Let's continue. 3 hours is enough for this stream. I might be trimming it down a bit, down later on. So yes, to have more fun on this program, kindly join me. If you have any TikTok account, you're welcome. So I'm ending the stream for now. Thank you all. I appreciate all of you, those who shared the comment, those who gave the likes, those who stayed tuned to watch, all those who have questions to ask, the ones who called Abdul Faturini, all of you. I appreciate everyone who stood here to watch the program. I appreciate the support, right? And thank you all to those on TikTok as well. For those on TikTok, you are having more bonus coming. Don't go. Stay tuned. I'm coming back to TikTok. I'm ending and coming back again. So I'm not done, right? So I'm not done with TikTok. So I'm coming back. So ladies and gentlemen, this is where I bring the topic to an end. Thank you all. JS, Azmi, Zach Sparrow, Sister Khadija, Sally Jackson. I know some of you, I'll see you eventually. I'll see you on TikTok again. But thank you very much. Rehan Akib says, brother, could you please address my last message regarding 3831? Please, why don't we continue that on TikTok? Right? It will be beneficial to talk about that on TikTok, because if the more I stay here, the longer it becomes. Please, let me see. 38 verse 31. The longer I stayed up, when he examined, oh, come on. Rihanna, we've already talked about this multiple times. I don't want to keep going about the same issue back and forth again. Come to TikTok. Simple. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. This is Baba Shuaib, the correctional officer. This is where I bring this topic to an end till we meet again, maybe Saturday. Let's see if it's possible. If not possible, then see you next week, God willing. Peace. Always give them a reason to remember your name. The correctional officer.